Okay, so we have already talked about ratio, proportion, percent, simple interest, and now we're going to talk about the percent of change. So percent of change, and we often call this percent increase or percent decrease. It's really just another percent problem, but what they're doing is they're showing they're asking you to find the percent and how much the percent has changed. So we're looking for percent on these problems, percent of change. So for example, let's just look at an example problem. Still working out of this Kaplan book. We're on this lesson 6. Michelle recently started her own business. Last month she earned $1,000. This month she earned $2,000. How could she describe the increase in her earnings? So they're asking you to show how much percent her earnings increased. So to solve our percent of change problems, well, let's just take a few notes here, okay? So we'll always be looking for the percent. That we'll always be trying to find the percent. And we will be, it will be a two-step percent problem, because what you're going to have to do is take your two numbers, your original and your new value, and subtract the two values to figure out your part. So you're going to need to subtract to find the part, which is what we talked about in our last video. Remember your PBR. You subtract to find the part, and you have to use the original value, use the original value for the base. And you're always finding the rate, okay? You're finding the rate. So it's not anything really different than what we've done before. It's just adding more to it. So we're going to need to subtract, find the part. So you're still doing your PBR, but you got to go find the part, then use the original for the base. So looking at that example, she started her business and she earned $1,000. This month she earned $2,000. How could you describe the increase in her earnings? Well, so her part, $2,000 minus $1,000 is $1,000. What did she start with? Well, she started not with the $2,000. Remember, the original amount is not the biggest number, not the smallest number. It's just wherever you started. So she actually started from $1,000. So you can probably already tell what this is going to be. But anyway, just doing your same old steps that you know how to do. Remember, part over base equals rate over 100. So you got 1,000 over 1,000. You're always looking for the rate in these percent of change problems. Draw your arrow and multiply. And what is your percent going to be? 100%. She increased her earnings by 100% because she doubled her profits. Okay, so the trick with these is not that they're hard, it's how do you know what type of problem you're dealing with when you read it and they're all mixed up. So one thing to remember is you're always looking for the percent. Often they use the words increase, decrease, or change, but not always. Just like in the problem we just read, it didn't use those words exactly. But you should never be looking for the part of the base. So if they give you the percent and they mention the word increase, if they gave you the percent, more than likely it's not percent of change. So we're going to go and do a few problems as examples in the next video.